Is anyone going to check if we're alright? Welcome to WatchMojo UK, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 WTF British Moments of 2019. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at all the craziest things to hit the presses in the UK this year. Don't worry, we won't be talking about Brexit. Pretty sure you're already sick of hearing about that.
In fact, I am an admirer of your work. I am a big fan of your other show, Dancing on Ice as well.
Number 10, Prince Philip's car crash. The year got off to a bizarre start when 97-year-old Prince Philip ended up in a car accident in which 2 women were injured, but a child, luckily, was unscathed. While he blamed the sun for distracting him, it didn't take long for Philip to surrender his license because of the intense public outcry.
Prince Philip goes on to acknowledge that it must have been a very distressing experience for Emma Fairweather, who suffered a broken wrist in this accident.
The police decided not to charge the Duke of Edinburgh for the incident, however, and just a few days later, he was spotted driving without a seatbelt in the grounds of Sandringham.
This morning, Buckingham Palace remains tight-lipped, not officially commenting on the new photos showing Queen Elizabeth's husband driving on a public road Saturday, apparently without a seatbelt.
But the story didn't stop there. Months later, the woman who'd been driving the other car faced unrelated driving charges in court. Conspiracy?
I just feel that his experience probably hasn't been the same as mine.
Number 9, taken out of context.
I went out deliberately into black areas in this city looking to be set upon so that I could unleash physical violence.
Actor Liam Neeson made the headlines earlier this year when he reflected on a particularly dark time in his life. A female friend of his was assaulted around 30 years ago, and he told an interviewer he spent the rest of the night looking for someone black to kill.
And I did it for maybe a week, hoping some black would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, you know.
When the interview went viral, people were furious, with many calls for Neeson to apologise not just for the apparent racism, but for making a woman's assault about his own emotions. In the end, the people got their way, and Neeson did apologise for something he already admitted was a mistake.
And I'm a fairly intelligent guy, and that's why it kind of shocked me when I came down to earth.
He hasn't suffered a lack of roles or opportunities since the incident. Probably that unique set of skills of his at work again. Number 8, Coleen Rooney and Rebekah Vardy's spat.
Wayne Rooney's wife, Coleen, has accused Jamie Vardy's wife, Rebekah, of leaking stories from her private Instagram account to the Sun newspaper.
Tensions were running high between these two footballers' wives in 2019, seemingly beginning when Coleen Rooney publicly accused Rebekah Vardy of leaking sensitive stories about her to the tabloids, even threatening to take her to court.
She's been described as a modern-day Scooby-Doo for her investigative work.
Not sure that's very flattering, though.
After being followed and photographed by the paparazzi, Rebekah hit back, saying she's done no such thing and thinks less of Coleen for kicking up a fuss while Rebekah was heavily pregnant. This feud has been months in the making as, according to Rebekah, Coleen has blocked her from Instagram since March. It's even extended to their husbands, as Jamie Vardy has reportedly unfollowed Wayne Rooney on Twitter. God, who cares?
Thing is, I'm not even that pissed off.
Number 7, Prince Andrew's royal mess.
But it would be a considerable stretch to say that he was a very, very close friend. But he had the most extraordinary ability to bring extraordinary people together.
With all the controversy surrounding this royal and Jeffrey Epstein, this interview would surely clear the air, right? Well, not quite. Despite Andrew claiming he thought the interview went well, it was pretty dire, and a public vote revealed that only 6% of Brits believed a word he said.
Now, I went there with the sole purpose of saying to him that because he had been convicted, it was inappropriate for us to be seen together.
Most humorous of all, his alibi for not being present for one event was that he was in a Pizza Express in Woking that night.
Why would you remember that so specifically? Why would you remember a Pizza Express birthday and being at home?
Because going to Pizza Express in Woking is an unusual thing for me to do.
Said Pizza Express was then review bombed on Google with some rather hilarious results. Needless to say, we too are looking forward to season 13 of The Crown after this. Number 6, Ant and Dec are related.
So we're both descended from royalty?
Yes.
The presenting duo have ruled the small screen with an iron fist for years, and have stuck by each other through everything. But they got much more than they bargained for when they took part in Ant and Dec's DNA journey in November 2019. First was the revelation that they might be related to the royals, but the nation was shocked to find out they're distantly related.
That's brilliant!
Oh my god!
No?
They both share the S660 DNA marker, which is impossible if they aren't very, very distant cousins. This traces back over 1,000 years to a Viking warrior they are both descended from. Slow news day? Maybe, but at least this justifies mixing up their names now.
Here we are now. Cousins.
Number 5, Lewis Capaldi versus Noel Gallagher.
Who's this Capaldi fella?
Noel didn't hold back during a radio interview when he criticised the state of modern music, branding Scottish star Lewis Capaldi an idiot. Capaldi responded in typical fashion by wearing a t-shirt with Noel's face on it in a big heart during his performance at Glastonbury. Just when people thought they'd buried the hatchet after meeting at the Mad Cool Festival, Capaldi made sure it continued by kissing Noel Gallagher's daughter, Anais, which she posted a picture of online. Even after Noel mocked Lewis by saying he looked like Chewbacca, he took it in his stride. What a champ.
I gave him a big hug.
Good, alright, okay.
I gave him a big hug and I just whispered in his ear. I whispered, it's going to be okay.
Also, shameless plug, go check out our interview with Lewis Capaldi. I'll put a link in the description. Go on.
Well, the thing is, there's a crack in my heart and a crack in my arse. Do you know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
Number 4, milkshaking. During the European Parliament elections in May, a video of right-wing personality Tommy Robinson getting a McDonald's milkshake thrown across his face went viral. Milkshaking swept the nation. YouTuber Cole Benjamin, or Sargon of Akkad, who was standing up for UKIP, got milkshaked 4 times in 1 week. Nigel Farage was much more vocal about it, describing it as an act of violence.
Complete failure.
McDonald's had to stop selling milkshakes if a pro-Brexit rally was happening nearby, and some of the assailants were arrested on assault charges. A debate about quote-unquote violent protests raged throughout the elections. But whatever happened to not crying over spilt milk?
Would you defend Anna Soubry having a milkshake thrown at her?
Number 3, 21 Savage arrested.
His real name is Shay Abin Abraham Joseph. Officials say the British citizen entered the U.S. legally in 2005, but did not leave the U.S. when his visa expired in 2006.
Atlanta-based rapper 21 Savage made the headlines when he was arrested by immigration authorities, shocking the world with the revelation that he's not who everyone thinks he is. He was taken into custody in February and threatened with deportation because he's actually from, drumroll, the UK. Though he's lived in Georgia since 2005.
I was just driving and I just seen guns and blue lights. And then I was in the back of a car and I was gone.
The high-profile incident caught the attention of other industry giants, and Jay-Z stepped up to hire a lawyer to defend 21 Savage and reunite him with his family. Even more remarkable is that he was nominated for 2 Grammys and had just performed at the Super Bowl. doesn't get much more yank than that.
Again, what's most important is he's getting out and he's going to be home.
Number 2, Mr. Broccoli gets boiled.
I've always been a piece of broccoli.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Public awareness about the climate crisis skyrocketed in 2019, with Greta Thunberg inspiring school strikes across the globe and Extinction Rebellion kicking up a fuss in the UK. While XR isn't everyone's cup of tea, with many of their protests, like climbing on top of the DLR and blocking roads in Westminster, someone who especially dislikes them is Piers Morgan.
Peas, I don't know much about, all I know that a plant-based food system.
You don't know much about the science. I mean, with respect
I'm
to
not a
broccoli, if
scientist,
you're going to tell me to
mate.
give up meat, you've got to know about the science. Otherwise, why should I listen to you?
He went head-to-head with climate activist Mr. Broccoli, a man who dresses like a piece of broccoli to raise awareness for plant-based alternatives. Despite getting a chance to address the nation on GMB, he botched the segment by not knowing the science or the stats in an excruciatingly uncomfortable appearance.
Sorry, I've just got a call. That's the wrong way up. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not really helping the argument, are you?
Number 1, vegan sausage rolls drama. In the new year, Greggs announced that they would finally be launching a vegan sausage roll as a tasty, meat-free alternative to their famous pastry. Though the existence of vegan sausage rolls didn't mean Greggs would stop selling pork ones, plenty of people were outraged by the move, including Piers Morgan, yet again.
I mean, they stink, right?
No,
for one,
they're delicious.
Right?
When one was brought on to GMB for him to try, he spat it out on live television, and other people even suggested boycotting the chain. But apparently the joke was on them, as Greggs' profits increased dramatically following both the publicity and the addition of more products. You know, it really tells you something that this was one of the biggest news pieces of the year. Can't wait for 2020, folks.
This is complete gastronomic appropriation.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo UK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.